the first game I watched from that, not because I got a ban, but I watched a lot of football games from the stands. I would say like the perspective is much better. It's still not my favorite place. But it was clear that will not be our problem today. So it was not too cool that we only got the information yesterday. I expected after the FA appealed, I expected to get a ban, of course. But when it's Friday afternoon and you have training still done, already done, and then somebody gets in that tells you, by the way, tomorrow. Oh. So we had to organize a little bit, but that was fine. Pep, Pete, and Vito are experienced coaches. They can do that. We were in contact. That didn't work all the time perfectly, but I think that's probably normal as well. And in the end, we got all the messages across. The perspective, how I said, is much better. You can see distance is better. You can have a much better overview. How I said, it was not the first game I saw like this, but I know that the people from this stand, they really have a good perspective. Let me say it like this: I saw what we did well, and I saw what we didn't do that well, and still couldn't change it in the second half. Obviously, we tried with changes, bringing players on, but second half obviously was Alisson Becker's half. Let me say it like this. I heard now it's only the fourth player, right? Okay, come on, quiz. Who are the other three? Ryan Giggs. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Stevie didn't have 600. Okay, where do you stop? 500. So there are a lot of things come together. So you must be a really good player. That obviously what James is. You must be a top professional, because obviously our body is our body, and what we put in, we get pretty much. If it's too much, it's not right. If it's not enough, it's not right. If you do the right training, it's okay. If you do the wrong training, it's still training, but it's not okay. So I'm really proud to be around when he reached that milestone, to be honest. He's an exceptional player, an exceptional person. Essential for everything we reached in the last few years. Said it a lot of times, and it's 100% truth. So today was a really big day for us as well, because we knew it was 599 and there was actually no chance and no result when James wouldn't come on. He had a concussion, and then a little muscle problem, not massive, but a little one. So I was ready for today with one session, and it's cool, absolutely cool, well deserved, big. But that means it's just Premier League. Yeah. So that means with Champions League and all other cup competitions, he's at 800 or so probably. We had a lot of games. Wow, massive. Yeah, good career. Let me say it like this. And not finished, how you could see. It's obviously very helpful for us still. He knows everything about the game. Because of emotions, he's not using always the right tools, but he can set the tone, and he did that when he came on today, and I'm really pleased for him.
Good.
Yeah, first half. So look, the game was, but obviously, and I say now in all interviews, I can say it as well, the first half was really good, and the second half is not a half where we win the football Oscar for. So it's like we made a lot of mistakes in the second half. First half was really good. So we did everything what Southampton didn't want us to do. Let me say it like this. So we used the speed of Mo and Darwin. We used the spaces we create with the speed in between the lines. We used our football skills. We did the goals, how we set it up. So obviously first was a set piece, but then sensational pass from Harvey, but the movement from Darwin really important. So we said Darwin, in the system we play, Darwin has to defend the left wing. We cannot change that. But when he's offensive, then it's only for balls in behind the wing might be a position, but in all other situations he has to be more in the center, and that's where he was in that moment. And with the third goal as well. So great play. And that was the main problem actually, that we didn't do that in the second half anymore. I think the first ball we played in behind in the second half. That's it. So, but we didn't offer the runs anymore. So it was an intense season. We know that until now, especially for the front three, they played now pretty much everything. And when they didn't play, they were slightly injured and these kind of things. So it's not perfect, but when we use this skill set, then we can create a lot of space for us for playing football. When they are always a threat for going behind them, don't have to play the ball there always, but that means you cannot really push up as an opponent. It's really tricky, and that gives us space in between the lines. So that was what we did in the first half, really good. On second half, we didn't do that anymore, and we became too passive in defending. You could see that. Last line didn't push up, and we played out. Last line didn't push up. We lost the ball up front. And it was too much green space until they faced our last line. So they had then their moments. And when you end up, when Southampton ends up 3 times in a 100% chance in our 6-yard box, something went really wrong. So we know that. If you want, the game was a little bit like this first part of the season is 14 games or much. So really, really good. And then not so good, and we know we have to improve that. We said it all the time. Big part of the problems we had in this season is physical. So not available, then playing too often. Others available, playing all the time. These kind of things. So it was really intense. We had now 14 games in the league. 6 in the Champions League is 20. 1 cup game, 21. That's it, pretty much. That's a lot of football, especially when you are not on top of your physical things, and we came through it now. We know since 2 weeks roundabout that 22 points is the max we can achieve or reach, and that's what we did today. I'm really happy about that. That's the basis we have now. Now the World Cup coming, it's okay. I pray and hope that they all come back. They can all play the final if they want, but that's probably not possible. But that they come back healthy, and then. Yeah, with the other boys, we can have a proper preseason, and we will use that. It's a little bit more, I think, three and something weeks where we can work together, train together, and bring them in the right shape. Then, and we will use that, and then the most difficult part of the season starts. So immediately, so the rest of the season. That's our basis. It's not perfect, but for the moment, absolutely okay. And from here, we will try to go again.
England.
Do you think you need just maybe a little bit more luck with injuries then in the second half of the season to try and improve?
Yeah, that would be helpful. That would be absolutely helpful. I think we got pretty much all of them already. So who would have thought that 2 strikers are out long term? And how can you prepare for that? Actually, it's not really possible. Too many in the wrong moment called us, and it was really not cool. And yeah. I hope that we are lucky. But it's not that we did now that we caused these injuries. We had most of them were like contact injuries, like Lucho was contact, Ibu was contact. The first one in a challenge, bring the leg. It was a friendly game, I think. So a lot of them were really in challenges. Yes, Diogo not so much. Diogo just had no preseasons, played often, gave everything, and then bam. Done. So this is the other problem, that when you came back, because Lucho was out, Darwin had his struggles, then all of a sudden you play all the time, and that's obviously not too cool. And yes, I hope, and I'm pretty sure we will be on the other side of it.
Do you not think we need necessarily to sort of answer the squad in January, or do you think that everything will be okay just when you come back?
We are always open to these kind of things, but we don't have to open that now. This discussion, it doesn't help now because. It's always the same. We always talk about the same. It's always the same. If there's something possible for us, we will do it. If not, what do you mean with you need? So we cannot play without. That's not the case. We can. But if the door goes open or opens up, then then we are open as well. That's not a problem. So it's not about wanting or whatever. Of course, we want to improve the team all the time. We just believe in the training ground as well, and that we can do it there, and we will see what happens.
Thank you, everyone.